Happy Guru Purnima, Brahmaraji. I bow down to you, to Gurudev, on this auspicious day.
Jai Gurudev Bela.
Jai Gurudev, Brahmaraji.
Happy Guru Purnima.
Dhanyavad, Brahmaraji.
If you're able to start the session, I will take on after about 5 minutes. You can, if you're able to chant the first 15 shlokas, you can get started. I'll catch up with you.
Okay.
Yeah, Jai Guru.
2 minutes, huh? Give me 2 minutes, yeah. Oh. 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 गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरमात्मने नमः। अथ पञ्चमोऽध्यायः कर्मसन्न्यासयोगः। अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च शंससि यच्छ्रेय एतयोरेकं तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितम्। O Krishna, you praise renunciation of action and again yoga, performance of action. Tell me conclusively that which is the better of the two. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Sannyasa Nishreyasakaravubhau तयोस्तु कर्मसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते. The blessed Lord said, renunciation of action and yoga of action both lead to the highest bliss. But of the two, yoga of action is superior to the renunciation of action. नित्यसन्न्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते. He should be known as a perpetual sannyasi who neither hates nor desires, for free from the pairs of opposites. O mighty armed, he is easily set free from bondage. Sankhya-yogau पृथक् बालाः प्रवदन्ति न पण्डिताः एकमप्यास्थितः सम्यग् उभयोर्विन्दते फलम्. Children, not the wise, speak of Sankhya, knowledge, and Yoga, yoga of action, as distinct. He who is truly established, even in one, obtains the fruits of both. यत्साङ्ख्यै प्राप्यते स्थानं तद्योगैरपि गम्यते एकं साङ्ख्यं च योगं च यः पश्यति स पश्यति. That place which is reached by the Sankhyas, Jnanis, is also reached by the Yogins, Karma Yogins. He sees who sees Sankhya and Yoga as one. Sannyasasthu mahabaho dukkhamaptumayogataha योगयुक्तो मुनिर्ब्रह्म न चिरेणाधिगच्छति. But renunciation, O mighty armed, is hard to attain without yoga. The yoga harmonized man of steady contemplation quickly goes to Brahman. योगयुक्तो विशुद्धात्मा विजितात्मा जितेन्द्रियः सर्वभूतात्मभूतात्मा कुर्वन्नपि न लिप्यते. He who is devoted to the path of action, whose mind is quite pure, who has conquered the self, who has subdued his senses, who realizes his self as the self in all beings, though acting is not tainted. नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् श्वसन् गच्छन् पवश्वनन् क्षम्यतां पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् श्वसन् गच्छन् स्वपन् श्वसन्
पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् स्वशन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन्.
Shall I? Okay.
Yeah, you can read the meaning, Bella.
Yeah. Can I just repeat?
Yeah, please
what
chant
I-
it. Yeah, chant it one more
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपश्वसन्. Am I correct, Brahmaraji? Please correct me. Swapan shwasan.
Yeah.
Pashyan shrunvan sprushan jigran ashwan gachan
Ashnan,
ashnan
gachan,
ash
swapan, swashan.
अस्तु पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् श्वसन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन्. The meaning of eighth shloka: I do nothing at all. Thus would the harmonized knower of truth think. Seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, going, sleeping, breathing. Ninth shloka meaning: speaking, letting go, seizing, opening and closing the eyes, convinced that the senses move among the sense objects. ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिवाम्भसा. He who does actions offering them to Brahman, abandoning attachment, is not tainted by sin, just as a lotus leaf remains unaffected by the water on it. कायेन मनसा बुद्ध्या केवलैरिन्द्रियैरपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति सङ्गं त्यक्त्वात्मशुद्धये. Yogis, having abandoned attachment, perform actions merely by the body, mind, intellect, and senses for the purification of the self. युक्तः कर्मफलं त्यक्त्वा शान्तिमाप्नोति नैष्ठिकीम् अयुक्तः कामकारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते. The united one, the well poised or the harmonized, having abandoned the fruits of action, attains eternal peace. The non united, the unsteady or the unbalanced, impelled by desire and attached to the fruit, is bound. सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते सुखं वशी नवद्वारे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन्न कारयन्. Mentally renouncing all actions and fully self controlled, the embodied one rests happily in the city of nine gates, neither acting nor causing others, body and senses to act. न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. Neither agency nor actions does the Lord create for the world, nor union with the fruits of actions, but it is nature that acts. नादत्ते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः. The Lord takes neither the demerit nor even the merit of any. Knowledge is enveloped by ignorance, thereby beings are deluded. धन्यवाद.
Dhanyavad, Bila. So yesterday we saw verse number 14. We repeated that about 2-3 times till now, which is न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. Atma neither creates doership nor action for any person, nor the connection with the results of action, but one's own nature leads to action. So Atma is neither Karta nor Bhokta. And Atma does not create karma. Atma also does not create karma phala samyoga. That is, it does not create this connection between the result of an action and the doer. Na karma phala samyogam srijati. The results of action are in keeping with the laws of Ishvara, but here we are talking about Ishvara Swarupa, which is also Atma, the self. Since Atma does not create doership nor objects, it does not create the connection between one's actions and the results of action. If Atma does not do anything, who is it that does all this? Krishna says, Svabhavastu pravartate. One's own nature engages itself. We saw this in verse 9 of this chapter when Krishna said, the sense organs engage themselves in the sense objects. The sense organs are Svabhava. The eyes see, the ears hear, the mind thinks, the intellect decides, and so on. Due to lack of discrimination, one superimposes these activities on the Atma. This is why one thinks, I am the doer, I am the thinker, and so on. Since people do not know that there is this superimposition, Krishna discusses it in the next verse. नादत्ते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं Tena muhyanti jantavaha. Vibhuhu, the all-pervasive Atma, kasyachit, of anyone, papam, papa, na adatte, does not accept. Sukrutam, punya, chana eva, and indeed not, ajnanena, by ignorance, jnanam, knowledge, avritam, covered, tena, because of that ignorance, jantavaha, people, muhyanti, are deluded. Vibhuhu kasyachit papam na adatte. Sukrutam chana eva. Ajnanena jnanam avritam. Tena jantavaha muhyanti. The Atma accepts neither the papa nor the punya of anyone. Knowledge is covered by ignorance, and because of that ignorance, people are deluded. It was said earlier that the Atma does not create the connection between one's actions and the results. That is being explained here by saying that Atma does not take on punya or papa because Atma does not have enjoyership, bhoktritva. It is one luminous self that lights up the antakarana. Atma is called seer, drashta, because seeing cannot take place without Atma. But in reality, Atma is the very swarupa of the seer and not the seer in the primary sense. The seer is Atma, but Atma is not the seer. Atma's nature is Chaitanya, pure consciousness, which is why it is referred to as the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, and so on. Therefore, there is no connection between Atma and the results of action. Neither the papa nor the punya of anyone is taken by Atma. I will read this paragraph one more time. So it was said earlier that Atma does not create the connection between one's actions and the results. That is being explained here by saying that Atma does not take on punya or papa because Atma does not have enjoyership, bhoktritva. It is one luminous self that lights up the antakarana. Atma is called seer, drashta, because seeing cannot take place without Atma. But in reality, Atma is the very swarupa of the seer and not the seer in the primary sense. The seer is Atma, whereas Atma is not the seer. Without Atma, there is no seer. But therefore, the seer is the Atma, but Atma is not the seer.
So what is the meaning of seer here? Like you're
Seer
seeing,
is drashta.
yeah.
Seer.
So he's witnessing. Sorry, he's seeing everything. That means he, he-
It is like the example of the sun. The sun is overlooking everything. It's in his presence that everything happens. But doesn't mean the sun is the plant, the sun is the tree. The tree is visible and exists because of the sun. Similarly, the drashta is Atma. Atma is the drashta, the seer, not in the primary sense of the action of seeing, but in the sense that it lights up the scene. It's like that Navadware Pure, there are those 9 gated, 9 channeled Deha that is there. The lamp that lights up these, that consciousness, that Chaitanya that lights up is Atma. So in that sense, Atma is the Drashta, whereas he is not the primary seer. He is not the one who sees. He is the eye behind the eye, the ear behind the ear. He does not do any action. Atma does not hear, does not see, does not say, smell, taste, touch. But the very existence of this is because of Atma. So the seer is Atma, but Atma is not the seer. Atma's nature is Chaitanya, pure consciousness, which is why it is referred to as the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, and so on. Therefore, there is no connection between Atma and the results of action. Neither the papa nor the punya of anyone is taken by Atma. Knowledge is covered by ignorance. If this is so, why do people think I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am performing this ritual for this reason, and so on? There is nothing wrong with performing action to invoke the grace of the Lord. It is all to be done, as long as you do not understand Atma. Once you have the knowledge of the true nature of Atma, such action is not necessary. Presently, this knowledge is covered by ignorance. Ajnanena avritam. The very fact that you do not know that Atma is not a doer means there is ignorance. Since knowledge, jnana, can only take place in your mind, not knowing Atma means that your mind is covered by ignorance. The word jnana here can be taken to mean either the discriminative knowledge of Atma and Anatma or the mind. We can say either that the mind is covered by ignorance or the discriminative knowledge is covered by ignorance. The idea being that knowledge is never created, it is only covered. It is only an avritam, it is only a veil, it is only covered. Knowledge is always there. Human beings are deluded because the discriminative knowledge of Atma is covered by ignorance. And what is the delusion, the moha here? I am a doer. I will do this. I will get this result. I will go to heaven. I will accomplish this by doing that, and so on. All of which is because the knowledge is covered by ignorance. So the previous verse says, Atma is not the doer, does not cause action, does not cause the objects of action, neither does it create the connection between the action and the result of action. Karma phala samyoga. And why is this not in the next, this verse? Krishna explains why people do not see this. Because ajnane navritam jnanam. Because knowledge is covered by ignorance. And how Atma does not accept, does not take on papa or punya. It does not take the results. It's not karta, neither is it bhokta. Na kartritvam na karmani lokasya srijati prabhu na karma phala samyogam swabhavastu pravartate. So these sense organs, they function, the mind, body, sense organs, intellect, all of them function based on their swabhava. Atma is the only one that lights them up. Without them, without Atma, they don't have an existence. So the mind is Atma, but Atma is not the mind. So we can continue saying that body is Atma, but Atma is not the body. Same thing. Senses are Atma, but Atma is not the senses. Intellect is Atma. Atma is not the intellect. Therefore, seer is Atma, but Atma is not the seer. It is the very basis of all of this. It is like a mute witness, so to say. But it is that Chaitanya, it is that scintillating consciousness. And Atma neither accepts papa nor punya of anyone. It is dvandvatita. And knowledge, why is this? Knowledge is covered by ignorance. And because of that ignorance, people are deluded. So shall we do? It's a very short explanation here Swamiji is given. Let's do some manana before we go on to the next verse. Anybody wants to add or share anything? So the very fact that we are not able to understand that Atma is not the doer means that there is a veil of ignorance. Although this knowledge has to take place in the mind, as long as it is impure, as long as it is riddled with these vasanas, raga, dveshas, and these impressions, it cannot see the truth. So therefore, the first and preliminary step is to purify the mind. It is what the purpose of karma yoga is. For a sannyasi who is taken to the lifestyle of sannyasa, he has attained that initial degree of antakarana shuddhi, and he's got that eligibility. Because without that eligibility, taking on to sannyasa is going to be very, very, very difficult, and it will be only a hypocrite thing. It will only be hypocritical if someone just takes to sannyasa without being eligible.
So this first word sentence, right? The Atma accepts neither the papa nor the punya of anyone. Of course, so that is more like it, not related to the results of action of
Results of action. Yeah. So see, anything related to action, Atma is not. Action, object of action, the connection between object, the result, and the result and attachment to the result of action, or the results of action. Papa punya are nothing but the results of action. So the whole bundle of all those that are associated with action, Atma is not associated with. Yet it's because of Atma that all this happens. That is the paradoxical thing.
Yeah, like that's I was wondering, like, it's the same token, the previous chapter, Karma Yoga, we talked about Ishvara for the sake of Ishvara and all that. And then you you surrender or whatever, right? We say that you I mean,
Ishwararpana buddhi and prasada buddhi.
yeah, like you are giving it everything to him,
Correct.
which means he whether it's punya or papa, you accept it as prasada, but then so I just got confused, meaning like when he surrender, like meaning you gave everything to him.
Yeah, we're not doing it for Ishwara's sake. See,
Yeah,
does not need to be cleansed. We need to be cleansed.
right.
So if we are having this Ishwararpana buddhi, it is not because Ishwara is incomplete and we need to complete him by doing this.
No,
It is
no,
for our own sake that we are doing it. For our
right.
own antakarna shuddhi, we are assuming, not assuming, we have the faith that Ishvara is the karma phala data, the creator. It's because the whole action, reaction, action result is embedded in the universe, in the creation. So according to whatever the nature of action, we get those results, particular results. So
But
that is ordained.
even as a bar, us meaning like we do all that, and then in the end, it's not going. If you attain knowledge, then that whatever that punya pap everything dissolved, right? I mean, it's not
Will
going to.
dissolve, exactly.
Yeah. Hmm. Right.
We're giving so much of
Hmm.
this to doing. But
Right.
ultimately, here these two shlokas are saying Atma is not involved in any of this
Right.
doing or
It's not doer for, that is not related to action or objects of action, not relating to results of the action as well. Then, whatever we are doing so far, this punya, papa, all that stuff, it's not going to come also if you.
so like what Arjuna had this doubt.
Hmm,
We all can have this doubt. If
yeah.
doing is not going to get us anywhere,
Hmm.
why are we asked to do all of this?
All of this, yeah.
What is the point? That is what Krishna Arjuna's question was. That
Exactly.
is why Krishna says, don't
Hmm.
be attached to inaction.
Hmm.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भुः मा ते संगोस्व कर्मणि. So Krishna was very careful. He closed all the loops,
Hmm.
all the little loops that people like Arjuna and all of us get.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that not doing comes out of jnana, not out of ignorance.
Yeah, ignorance. So this Ishvara's sake again, that's
Hmm.
basically our own sake only.
It's for our own sake.
Yeah.
Remember that thing, Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavati. So
Hmm.
whatever we're doing, even we're saying Ishwararpana Buddhi, is
Hmm.
because we love ourselves.
Right.
It's because we love ourselves that we do anything, whether it is seva, sadhana,
Hmm.
whatever. It might seem as if we're doing it for others, but it's actually
Yeah.
we're doing it for our own sake.
Yeah. It's a deeper understanding of.
Deeper understand. It is not out of that selfish
Hmm.
Atmanastu Kamaya, but deeper. Because see, ultimately there is only one.
Hmm.
You, me are seemingly different, but
See,
actually
even
speaking,
when we say our own sake,
yeah,
it even comes down to Brahman only in the end. So,
correct.
so that's hmm, okay. That makes sense.
Gurudev, Didi, just sharing a little.
Yeah,
Gurudev, I heard him saying, first thing is to realize that you are born to give,
yeah,
and then later you have to come to realization that there is nothing to give.
correct.
Yeah. So. like everything is happening. It's like, it's so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Same thing with doing. No.
Yeah,
See,
seva. Yeah, why we have.
doing,
Uh,
initially, we have to go that route. We have to do the seva, no doubt.
yeah,
But
that.
ultimately, you
Yeah,
realize that that seva is also effortless. It is not that you are
happening.
doing anything.
Yeah, it is happening. Great.
So these are, see, this knowledge has several layers to it. One is to just understand it in a superficial level, just the meaning of the shloka, but the deeper meaning, the import that Shastra is wanting to give. I think that as we keep doing it more and more, that deeper revelation also happens. Also, because for each of us, to the extent that antakarana shuddhi is happening, to that extent, the knowledge also starts getting clearer and clearer, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that it makes you ask that question, right? Why is this happening like
Yeah.
this way and that way and all that? The more we repeating it, it gives you better sense of understanding.
See, that is why it is so beautiful to see when Gurudev is asked questions as to, people ask, are these rituals, are these pujas required? Now he has to answer, and the answer should be applicable to all sections of society, of people, all different categories of devotees.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There will be some who've just started on the path. There are some who have evolved. There are some who are in the sannyasi stage. So he says yes and no. He doesn't say yes, these are required, or no, these are not required. This is yes and no.
Yeah, yeah.
To a certain level, yes, all this is required. But from a different angle, from a different perspective, all this is not required. So, to a beginner on the path, if you say all this is not required, where is he going to go? In the beginning itself, it's like you're roasting the seed. The seed will not sprout. So, first let the seed sprout. Have that manure, have all these rituals, the tradition, and everything together. And then, once the seed sprout, once it starts growing, then the knowledge and that revelation will come by itself with that Guru Kripa and Atma Kripa, all those Kripas, 4 different Kripas.
Yeah.
So the next verse explains what happens when this ignorance is removed. Jnane tu tadajnanam esham nashitam tesham adityavat jnanam prakashayati tatparam. Two, whereas Atmanaha of the self, Jnanena by knowledge, Esham those that Ajnanam ignorance, Nashitam is destroyed, Tesham for them, Jnanam knowledge, Adityavat like the sun, Tatparam that the self as Brahman, Prakashayati reveals. Tu Atmanaha Jnanena Esham Tat Ajnanam Nashitam Tesham Jnanam Adityavat Tatparam Prakashayati. I think there are several verses in the Atma Bodh that talk of this concept, where once the ignorance goes, how knowledge just makes itself evident. Whereas for those whose ignorance of the self is destroyed by knowledge, the knowledge reveals the self as that Brahman, like the sun reveals objects previously covered in darkness. Ajnana, ignorance here, is not the absence of knowledge, but is that which is opposed to knowledge. Very important sentence. It is not absence of knowledge. As students of Vedanta, we have to keep this in mind. Knowledge is not born. Knowledge is. It does not have a birth. It does not have a death. There is never a time that knowledge was never there. Knowledge has always been there. It's only that it is covered by ignorance. Ignorance exists only until it is removed by knowledge. This word ajnana is not to be interpreted as absence of knowledge, because absence, abhava, cannot cause problems. Only presence of bhava can cause problems. Does it mean bhava cannot cause problems? Right? Absence, these cannot cause problems. Presence of disease, that can cause the person pain and suffering. Similarly, absence of knowledge cannot cause ignorance. Or the other way around. Absence of knowledge, it is the presence of ignorance that seemingly says that knowledge is not there. I'm not putting it in the right manner, but let me read this one more time. So the word ajnana is not to be interpreted knowledge, because absence causes problems. Only something, bhava, can cause problems. So ignorance that causes the problem. And what is the problem? The fundamental error is that of non-identification or misidentification of the self. We are superimposing the self on the body, mind, sense complex. Therefore, ajnana is not absence of knowledge. Jnana abhava. Ignorance is opposed to knowledge, and because it causes problems, ignorance is a very crucial issue. Because it is opposed to knowledge, ignorance has a certain status of existence as long as it lasts. However, in the wake of knowledge, it cannot exist at all. Therefore, ignorance can rule the roost only until another rooster, knowledge, takes its place. Very beautiful. It is like the rope and the snake. Only as long as there is ignorance of the rope, that the snake will make merry. The delusion that is a snake will cause all the fear, anxiety, sweating on your forehead, everything. Why? Because it is not abhava of knowledge. The rope is there. It is just that the condition was not conducive for you to see that as a rope. Because of that veil of darkness, you could not make out that is a rope. You were deluded. Moha came in and you thought that was a snake. The moment there's a light shown, what happens instantaneously? The rope did not cease to exist because the snake was there. The rope was there. It was only that the false identification of the rope as a snake, that is removed by knowledge, by that light, by that torch that is shown. When does the ignorance go? Just as darkness is there until the light comes in, so too, ignorance will be there until knowledge comes. This is what Krishna means when he says, ignorance of the self is destroyed by knowledge. This ignorance has an existence, bhava, and therefore causes error and problems. Ignorance of the rope, for example, causes the error of a snake, which causes fear. In dream also, ignorance of the waker on the part of the dreamer causes problems like a millionaire dreaming that he is a beggar and vice versa. And by what knowledge is this ignorance destroyed? Just as ignorance of a pot can only be destroyed by knowledge of the pot and not by knowledge of cloth, so too, ignorance of the Atma can only be destroyed by knowledge of the Atma. That is why Vedanta is required. No matter whatever branch of science or field that you take on, there will always be something more to learn, more to learn. Whereas Atma Jnana is one that completes. Once you know, once you realize that this is the ignorance is removed, that knowledge is complete. So therefore, just like how knowledge of the pot can only be got by knowing the pot and not by knowledge of cloth, so too, ignorance of the Atma can only be destroyed by knowledge of the Atma. This is so beautiful. I mean, this is why Vedanta is required. Why is the study of Vedanta so important? Because that is what gives us Atma Jnana. Otherwise, we'll go on and on studying all kinds of things, but there is no end to it. But all of Shastra points out to Atma. For whom is this ignorance of the self destroyed? The knowledge that the self is Brahman takes place in the minds of those who were ignorant. Krishna likens this knowledge to the sun. As the sun rises, darkness rolls away. And not only does the sun cause the darkness to roll away, it also lights up everything there is. As the sun rises in the eastern sky, the darkness rolls away, and the objects that previously were not visible now come to be lighted. Like the sun, self knowledge destroys self ignorance and reveals the self ignorance and reveals the self as Brahman, Tat Param Prakashayati, a fact which was previously not known. All along we're thinking, I'm kinchigyaha, alpagyaha, oh, I am so, we're reeling in victim consciousness, culprit consciousness, feeling ourselves small and limited. Problems are overpowering us, problems are bigger than me. So all that in one stroke gets destroyed by Tatparam Prakashayati. The analogy here between knowledge and the sun must be understood properly. Otherwise, this verse can be very confusing. It is not that knowledge lights up the self that you can then see. Rather, knowledge destroys the ignorance you had about the self and reveals a fact that was unknown to you, the fact that you are Brahman. Knowledge does not light up the self itself is the light. Knowledge destroys the ignorance and reveals the nature of the self. This knowledge is vritti jnana. The word vritti means thought. Here the vritti is I am Brahman, aham brahmasmi. This vritti takes place in the mind and is what is meant by the knowledge that destroys the ignorance of the self, revealing the truth about the self being Brahman. I am Brahman is the truth of all truths, the ultimate truth, tattva, that one comes to recognize by this knowledge born of the teaching of the Shastra. In the next verse, Krishna describes those who have come to recognize the fact that Atma is Brahman. Very beautiful. So tell me if you want any repetition. We'll do Manana. We have about 5 minutes left.
So this Riti Jnana, right? That understanding of when that Antakarna Shuddhi happens, this vritti comes like I am the self, like I am Brahman, Agam Brahmasmi.
The vritti does not come. It is the vritti you are exposed to by Shastra. See, remember the pramana, Shabda pramana. It is only through Shabda pramana that you gain this
But
knowledge.
recognize the
But
knowledge. I mean,
yeah,
basically, for us to recognize that knowledge of the Shastra, in we have to realize that it has to dawn in your head like, okay, this is what we are, right? Really, truly, we are like that. Uh, when I did that AMP, they talked about you're like an empty space. I thought of that as like when people pass also, then you have that empty space, like we are gone, then that space is there. So it's that's how we have to feel like inside and outside. This is this empty space around you. I mean, that not comparison, but just to say how this supposed to be. Uh, uh, anyway, knowledge is
yeah,
basically is Brahman, pervasive, is ourselves as well as it in everything else, right? So that is all pervasive. So that's a type of knowledge that we are talking about from the Shastra. That Brahman is one. They are not this body, mind, senses complex.
yeah. The
Yeah.
teacher teaches the Shastra and the teacher. They give us the vrittis. And the vrittis with the Jnana Yoga has those three aspects: Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So
Mm.
you first listen to it, and then you do Manana. You clear up all the doubts that we have. And then when you're in the seat of contemplation, Nididhyasana, you're going on and on. Who am I? What is this world? Where am I going? What is my purpose? So all these questions, when you contemplate that vritti, I am Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, then when the bed is enough prepared, when the mind is enough cleansed, then that knowledge reveals itself. And then even that vritti drops. It is said like how in the Havan, they use a wooden stick to stoke the fire, to increase the flame and all that. Finally, even that is offered into the Ahuti. So this Aham Brahmasmi, this vritti also doesn't remain. Because what is just the Brahman, is just Chaitanya, is just Ananda, is just the truth, Satya. Nothing else remains. But we use the Shabda Pramana. Shabda is the Pramana. The means to attain that knowledge is Shabda. So on that note, we'll stop here. We'll do this verse one more time tomorrow and go to verse 17. Tad buddhayastadatmanah tannishta tatparayanaha gachantya punaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmasha. A happy Guru Purnima to all of us. Let's just be grateful to all the lineage of masters who have kept this knowledge alive, and for us to be able to revel and learn a little bit from this. And invoking the grace of all the masters upon all of us, so that we all evolve to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Do you want to do that Guru Stotram, Balaji? I know you used to sing one Guru song.
Guru Stotram.
And some
No,
good song you sing, right? That one time. Don't remember which one it was.
Guru Paduka Stotram.
Mm. Yeah, I
No,
did
I
good.
don't think she's meaning the Guru Paduka Stotram. She's meaning the, what is that?
I know one Guru Sotram they used to sing in.
Guru Deva Tava Mahaniya
Yeah, Guru
Kripa.
Deva Tava. Yeah.
Ah, just give me 2 minutes. Huh? Till then, I'll finish with that. I hope that the time for. Okay, let me.
You did already the Sadasiva Samarambam, right, Dr. Pramara? Sadasiva Samarambam Sankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru.
Vande.
Yeah.
गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है बस एक यही मेरा बल है अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे विपरीत विचारों से भी भरे मन के अंधकार को दूर करे मन के अंधकार को दूर करे वचनामृत से तव बोध कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बन कर पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बन कर बिसरूं न कभी यह प्रेममयी आनंदमयी भवदीय कृपा बिसरूं न कभी यह प्रेममयी आनंदमयी भवदीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा
So very beautiful, Bela. Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Mara.
Thank you, Balaji.
There
So
was gratitude that we could all.
it's so nice to hear. I mean, that song, I like it, but I don't know the lyrics or anything. And I know if you could post both of it, would be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I will
Brahma,
post the lyrics
yeah, the
from.
Brahma song is from the, it said Sandokya Upanishad, but words are a little different. They
Yeah,
have,
that the lyrics are not, and now the even the audio is not available of Gurudev.
yeah, I
That
couldn't
Swami
find that.
Tejomayananji. Yeah, that's why I wanted to confirm with Dr. Brahmaraji. Maybe when we have some more time, we will see the meaning of this also.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Thank
I
you.
Thank
forgot
you.
the beginning of our
Everyone. Thank you.
song. Can someone remind me what is our song? Daily, what I say?
Mm.
Atma Nirgunam Nishalam Nirvikaram.
एकमेवाद्वितीयं
Okay.
ये ब्रह्मा. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
एकमेव द्वितीयं ये ब्रह्मा निर्गुणं निश्चलं निर्विकारम् एकमेव द्वितीयं ये ब्रह्मा अत्र वेदान्तमेव प्रमाणम् बोधक सद्गुरु तत्त्वनिष्ठः ईश्वरानुगृहीतेन वेद्यम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म ज्ञानगम्यं तुरीयं हृदिस्थम् आत्मरूपं हि तत् येन ज्ञातम् सोऽद्वनः पारमाप्नोति सत्यम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म ब्रह्मज्ञस्य तु ब्रह्मैव सर्वम् नास्ति मोहो भयं नैव दुःखम् तस्य स्वानन्दमग्नं हि चित्तम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म निर्गुणं निश्चलं निर्विकारम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म ब्रह्मैव सत्यम् धन्यवाद टू beloved Nana ji, धन्यवाद to Brahmaraji, धन्यवाद to Gurudev and all the Guru Paramparas
Yeah, thank
for
you.
this.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so
And
much.
धन्यवाद to all the co-sadhakas, to all,
Yeah.
every
Thank
one
you
of
for
us.
keeping us in knowledge. Thank you so much. Ramla Didi, Mela Didi, everyone. Manana.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you.